Hello everyone. So welcome you all to Ashok Tutorials Meghalaya's first MTech channel. So my dear friends, today we are going to deal with science of paper 2 or UP section, and the unit we are going to discuss here is unit 3, that is assessment. Assessment types, purpose, tools and techniques. Now, before I take you into the world of assessment, what I want you to do is that please, before watching this particular video, go and watch the video on assessment in my YouTube channel. Search there the summative assessment, formative assessment, or just assessment by Ashok Tutorials, and you will find that. All right. So I have explained that in a very nice way. So you will enjoy that as well. So after watching that video, you can come back here and watch this particular video. So shall we get started? Let's start. So assessment types, purpose, tools and techniques in science. So we are going to discuss all this. In science education, various assessment types are used to evaluate students' understanding and skills. Here are some common assessment types, tools, purpose and tools and techniques associated with them. Now you see, we assess students using different tools and techniques in science. All right. So what can it be? Let us see. We have here formative assessment. Now you see, as I told you in the beginning, that summative and formative assessment I have explained very nicely in my YouTube channel. So please go find the video and watch that. Find it and watch. If you cannot find, please let me know. I'll find it for you and give it to you. All right. Now, formative assessment purpose to monitor and provide ongoing feedback to improve learning during instructional process. Tools and techniques, quizzes, peer assessment, class discussions, concept maps, teacher observation. Example, in a chemistry class, the teacher conducts weekly quizzes to coach students' understanding of chemical reactions, allowing for adjustment in teaching. Now you see, formative assessment. So formative assessment means the type of assessment which takes place during the course of study. So when you are teaching a particular topic to students in the class, you are asking them questions, yes or no. You are asking them questions, you are giving them class test, you are giving them homework, you are giving them classwork, or you are asking them to brainstorm, or you are asking them to discuss among themselves in the class, or you might be asking quizzes, questions, like maybe in the form of a fun play. So you might be asking, organizing a small quiz competition type in the classroom, right? So these things are what? These all things comes under formative assessment. Formative assessment means it is a type of assessment which takes place during the course of study, right? So when you are teaching, you are asking them questions, making them do class tests, so all these are formative assessments. So whatever the responses you get from their performance, if you see certain things needs to be changed or done, then you will do it accordingly. All right. But formative assessment and summative assessment are two different things. So now, when we talk about summative assessment, to measure overall learning outcome at the end of a unit, course or school year, tools and techniques, exams, standardized test, final projects, research papers. Example, a biology teacher administers a final exam at the end of the semester to assess students' knowledge of entire curriculum. Now you see, summative assessment means a type of assessment. It is opposite to formative assessment, which means summative assessment means it is a type of assessment which is done at the end of the course. So your semester examination, your half yearly examination, your annual examination, or different type of examination, research papers, final projects, final assignments. So all these comes under summative assessment, which means you sum up. You are summing up everything together at the end of your study, at the end of your course, right? So that is known as summative assessment, right? Performance based assessment. This one also I've already explained. See, by the word itself, you understand performance based assessment means the type of assessment where you will see the performance of the student to evaluate students' ability to apply knowledge and skills to real world situations, tools and techniques, lab experiments, scientific investigation, research presentation, portfolio. Example, in a physics class, students design and conduct experiments to assess their practical understanding of key principles. Now you see, performance based assessment means it is a type of assessment where you will check the students' ability, their knowledge, their understanding, their skills by their performance. So however they perform in the laboratory during their experiments or during their projects, according to their performance you are going to, you know, give them the feedback, or you are going to give them the marks, or going to give them the, you're going to assess them in that way, right? Now we have peer assessment. See, peer assessment also very simple. I've already explained. Peer means who? Peer means uh, peer means the students or individual who are of your age. In class 6 you will find students of, 11 years, 12 years, like that. In class 10 you will find students of 17 years, 18 years, like that, right? So they are your peers. Friends and peers are two different things. Friends means, see, I can be a friend of 95-year-old lady, and I can be a friend of 2-year-old child, yes or no? But I am not their peer and they are not my peer. But suppose I'm doing my masters now, MSc, right? MSc I'm doing. So during my MSc, whoever comes there for, whoever joins with me for MSc, they are my peers because they are of my same age, similar age, right? So they are known as peers. But because there is not much age gap, so how can peer help in the assessment? Let us see. To have students assess the work of their peers, promoting critical thinking and self-assessment tools, skills. Peer review forms, rubrics, group discussions. Example, in a group ecology project, students evaluate their team members' contribution and offer constructive feedback. Now you see, peer assessment means in your school life, in your school, you might have done where the teachers give you classwork and they ask you to check each other's copy. I will check my friend's copy, my friend will check my copy, he will check her copy, she will check his copy. So it was like that, right? We can just revolve everybody's, you know, copies, and we can check each other's copy under the supervision of teacher will be there in the class, and we will be solving one another's copy. I mean, we will be correcting one another's copy, right? We will be assessing. So that is called peer assessment. Now self assessment, see, by the word itself you understand self means self. So to encourage students to reflect on their own learning and identify areas for improvement. Tools and techniques. Self assessment questionnaires, learning journals, goal settings. Example, students in a geology class regularly assess their understanding of course concepts through self reflection journals. Now you see, self assessment means you are assessing yourself, you're assessing your own learning, your own understanding, your own knowledge. All right, and the tools you can use in order to assess yourself is like questionnaires. You can make certain questions about yourself, your learning, about, you can do learning journals, you can make, all right, you can do goal settings, and you can also, conduct regular assessment of your understanding in different topics or different class, so that you can reflect on your own journals. All right, now authentic assessment. What is this authentic assessment? To assess students in situations that closely resemble real world scenarios, tools and techniques, fire or field work, case studies, simulations, interviews, design challenges. Example, students in an environmental science course might analyze real world environmental issues in the community as part of the assessment. Now you see, authentic assessment means we are assessing the students in different situation, in situation that closely will resemble to the real world scenarios, real world, all right, not the artificial, or you know not a planned classroom, but in the outside real world, right? Then different tools we can use is like case studies method, we can use simulation method, we can use interview method, we can use design challenges, or we can even use or do field work, right? So students in an environmental science course might analyze what the real issues in their community, or as a part of their assessment. All right, rubrics. I've already told you that rubrics is important. Whenever you hear the word rubrics, always remember one word. What was that? Grading system, right? Grading, grade. So to provide clear and specific criteria for evaluating student work consistently, tools and techniques. Rubric scales with descriptors checklist. A rubric is used to evaluate the quality of scientific research paper, addressing components like methodology, data analysis, and presentation. Now, a rubric is used in order to provide clear and specific criteria. Criteria for what? Criteria for evaluating or assessing the student's work consistently. So uh, rubric scales can be used with descriptors, all right, or checklist can also be used in order to assess. Now a rubric is used, why? To evaluate. To evaluate what? to evaluate the quality of scientific research, addressing components like methodology, data analysis, and how it was presented, right? Observation method. So, observation you understand just by observing, just by looking, right? So, purpose to assess students' behavior, skills, or understanding in real time. So, observation method is of assessment is used in order to observe the students' behavior, their skills, their learning, their understanding in the real situations. Now, tools and techniques can be teachers' observation checklist or video recording. So, you being a teacher, you can observe the students in the classroom, outside the classroom, in the field, in the corridor, right? And you can make checklist, or you can even do video recording, right? Examples: in a primary school science class, a teacher observes students during a hands-on experiments to assess their understanding of the scientific method. Now, whenever suppose a student is performing an experiment, or they are performing an experiment in group, then the teacher can observe them carefully, and based on his findings on the hands-on experiments, he can give feedback to the learners. So these assessment types, purpose, tools, and techniques in science education aim to provide a comprehensive evaluation of students' knowledge and skills, fostering a deeper understanding of scientific concepts and encouraging continuous improvement. Now you see these assessment types, then purposes, then tools and techniques in science education aims to provide a deeper understanding, or a comprehensive evaluation of students' knowledge, understanding, curiosity, skills, and also to foster a deeper understanding of the scientific concept, the scientific knowledge, the scientific information, and encourage continuous improvement in whatever domain they are lagging behind. All right. So I think this is all in this video. So thank you everyone for staying connected with the Ashok Tutorials, Meghalaya's first MTech channel. Thank you.